There's a huge world of animation out there, not just for children.
For Dan Sosa, animation is a fine art. His short films are abstract and dreamlike, often without traditional structure or dialogue.
You can suggest something the same way that literature could. Just suggest an idea, but leave it open-ended.
In his Barrington, Rhode Island studio, Sosa animates by computer and by hand, skills he developed while a student at the Rhode Island School of Design. Feral is the story of a boy raised in the wild and unsuccessfully brought back to civilization.
Part of him wanted to be a real human person, and part of him wanted to be an animal. What happens is he breaks apart into 1,000 little particles. With animation, it becomes metaphoric.
In 2014, Feral received an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Short. Sosa went to the award show feeling stunned but grateful.
You could see everyone around you that you know from the movies, and it's just like a wax museum come to life. And then they announced it, and it wasn't us. And I didn't think it was going to be. I was thrilled just to be there.
The nomination changed Sosa's career. Commissions rolled in for documentaries and TV shows. His other films got noticed. Fable is about star-crossed lovers who transform into animals that hunt each other. The Windmill was inspired by an abandoned windmill in Portugal where Sosa played as a child.
I would go there to kind of get away from everything, to kind of escape civilization. And it was a very fond memory I have. So it got me thinking about the way that I felt as a child, that there was this huge internal world that was just dying to come out. Part of that is what I'm always trying to do in every one of my films, which is to call attention to that tension or that friction between the internal and the external, or between the ethereal and the material.
Picture books are often children's first exposure to art.
You're really inviting them into something that will hopefully stay with them their whole lives, which is a passion for looking at art and a passion for reading.
Here in Amherst, Massachusetts, the Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Art draws 50,000 visitors annually to its spacious galleries and classrooms. Executive Director Alexandra Kennedy.
There are very few museums in the U.S. that focus on this. Eric and Barbara Carle had traveled to Japan in the 1990s and discovered that there were more than 20 picture book art museums there, and they thought, why isn't there something like this at home?
Carle is the artist and author behind many children's books, including, most famously, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. His museum showcases a diverse range of work by other artists, including that of Caldecott Medal winner Grace Lynn. She co-curated Now and Then, contemporary illustrators and their childhood art.
This is the cover to my book, When the Sea Turned to Silver. And this illustration at the top is something that I did when I was 15 years old. I had never thought that I could be a children's book author or illustrator. And one of the reasons why is because I never saw anyone that looked like me that had this kind of job. And so with each artist's work, we have a photo of themselves as children.
In a gallery resembling a 1980s kitchen, the exhibit pays homage to a shared truth. Art begins at home.
Most of the artists here grew up in the 80s. The first artist's desk we ever had was our family's kitchen table. And the first, gallery wall we ever had was our parents' or family's refrigerator door. When a child comes in here, they can look at the childhood art and say, hey, that's just like me. Hey, I draw just like that. So it's kind of to show young artists where they can go in the future.
Northampton, Massachusetts is home to a thriving community of artists and creators. In the heart of downtown, the Smith College Museum of Art. On exhibit, Black Refractions, featuring nearly 100 works from the Studio Museum in Harlem. Whitley Hadley is the college's Assistant Director of Multicultural Affairs.
It shows that Blackness is not a monolith. There's so many variations on experiencing life and experiencing things around you, and it's specifically in Harlem.
The Studio Museum was founded in 1968 and quickly became a nexus for Black artists, says the college's contemporary art curator, Emma Chubb.
It's a museum that was founded in a moment of real activism and institutional calls for institutional change in the museum field, but also our broader culture.
Black Refractions includes work by pioneering artist Maren Hassinger and superstar Kehinde Wiley.
So he is really known for these very beautiful and ornate portraits and thinking through kind of who's visible in art history and who isn't.
Solon by Corey Newkirk is a curtain of plastic beads that resembles a landscape.
Was a work that he made in response to the coverage of Venus Williams in the late 1990s when there was a lot of attention paid not to how she was a tennis player, but to the sound that the beads in her hair made.
It's 2020, thinking 100 years ago was the Harlem Renaissance. How are we thinking about Black art and Black people in the future? Bringing this as both an educational experience and a personal development